Good morning friends. Today we will be talking about a very unique topic which is called as a turf toe. This is a rare injury but it is now becoming very common because of two reasons. Turf toe is a soft tissue injury of the great toe in which the great toe hyperextends like this and there is an injury in the plantar plate on the plantar aspect of the great toe. This is called as a turf toe. So it's a soft tissue injury in which there is a forceful hyperextension of your great toe. This injury is becoming more and more common due to two reasons. One, there is a change in the pattern of the footwear that the person wears. So if you are wearing more flexible and more sophisticated footwear, the sole is usually more flexible and there is more chances of hyperextension of the great toe. This is the first important reason. The second important reason is change in the matting or the floor. So if you are playing on an artificial turf as compared to a grass ground, then the chances of this turf toe injury is too high. Now this injury can be classified into three grades: grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3. Grade 1 is a mild stretching of the plantar plate. I'll just cover the anatomy of the plantar aspect of the great toe. The great toe plantar aspect at the level of MTP joint is made up principally by the plantar plate. This plantar plate is in close association with the flexor hallucis brevis tendon, which has two heads, medial and lateral, and usually there are two sesamoids which are attached to each of them. The adductor hallucis and abductor hallucis also attaches in the vicinity. This region is particularly vulnerable to a hyperextension injury of the great toe. So as I told you, if there is a grade 1 injury, there will be a stretching of the plantar plate. You will have mild pain and minimal swelling. The treatment of grade 1 injury is pretty simple. You can just start with rest, ice application. You can give a little bit of crepe bandage and rest. These injuries will usually recover within 2 to 3 weeks of time. Occasionally, you may use an orthotic, which is basically a carbon fiber turf toe plate or a graphite kind of a shoe insert which you can fit on the sole. What that will do is that will prevent the hyperextension of the great toe. So, grade 1 injuries are not very serious and they can be treated conservatively. Now coming to the grade 2 injuries. Grade 2 injuries are basically partial tear of the plantar plate, and these usually have more tenderness, more bruising and more swelling, and normally we recommend a walking boot in these cases which prevents the hyperextension of the great toe. So usually we need a walking boot with a toe spica extension in a little bit of plantar flexion. We don't want the thumb to be in dorsiflexion. We want the thumb to be in little bit of plantar flexion. And then the severe most injury is the grade 3 injuries, which are very bad injuries. They lead to a complete tear, a complete disruption of the plantar plate. In these patients, there will be disruption of the sesamoids. Occasionally, you can have sesamoid fractures as well as proximal migration of sesamoids as well. And there will be a lot of swelling. Bearing of the weight will be very difficult in these cases. These patients are treated with a cast application. So you should give a full cast which includes the thumb, and as I told you, the thumb should be in a little bit of plantar flexion and the dorsiflexion or extension should be prohibited. These patients will need at least 4 to 6 weeks to recover. This great toe joint, specifically the first MTP joint, is a very crucial joint for weight bearing. The MTP joint usually bears around 40 to 60% of the weight of the body when you are walking, and when you are running, this increases even further. So it becomes a very important joint as far as the athletes, sports person and players are concerned. Now very occasionally in grade 3 injuries, you might need a surgical repair of the plantar plate. Now what are those indications? Now, if you have a severe plantar disruption of the plate, with proximal migration of sesamoids, with sesamoid fractures, with significant anteroposterior laxity, with cartilage injury, with any loose fragment into the MTP joint. If you have a capsular tear which is leading to the anteroposterior draw test which is positive, the Lachman test is positive, which is called as a vertical instability. These are all the conditions in which you may need a surgical intervention. You will also need a surgical intervention if you have a post-traumatic hallux valgus. That means the toe is drifted on the valgus side. If after the injury the toe is drifted to the valgus side, it becomes hallux valgus, then it is also an indication for surgery. Now coming to the diagnosis. The diagnosis is usually clinical. There are 3 tests that we can do. The first test is a decreased in active flexion strength. So we ask the patient to flex the great toe against resistance, and actually the flexion strength will decrease in this patient, and which is a sign of a plantar plate injury. The second sign is a dorsoplantar draw test, which is same as the Lachman's test, and in which there is a vertical instability. So the great toe proximal phalanx will move anteroposteriorly with respect to the metatarsal joint. As far as to confirm the diagnosis, we do 2 tests. We do the X-ray and the MRI. The X-rays will usually show any loose bodies which is incorporated into the joint. Occasionally the X-rays will show sesamoid fractures and proximal migration of the sesamoids as well, which is suggestive of a significant plantar plate injury. The MRI is very definitive, and a good MRI will show you all the details regarding the plantar plate injury, sesamoid injuries, as well as any injuries to the capsule along with the FHP tendons. So hence this is a very important, but it is a commonly neglected injury of the great toe. You should have high index of suspicion, specifically in athlete, to diagnose this condition. Also, you must remember that running or going back to your pre-injury level or playing sports is only allowed when the patient is able to actively plantar flex the great toe to about 50 to 60 degrees. Then only the patient should be allowed to play or to involve in a competitive sports. I hope I am able to clarify the doubts regarding turf toe. If you have any more doubts, you can write us on the comment box. Thank you.